Did Braun Breaker just get in CM Punk's face and usher in a whole new era? Maxine Dupree gets aggressive. Gunther continues to be no fun. We've got Austin Theory on the show on the night that he joined the Vision, and the Usos are the tag team champions for the 9th time. This is Raw Recap, a WWE and Fanatics original production. Oh, Megan Morant. Are you yeeting?
Heck yeah, I'm yeeting.
Are you yeeting for the world to see?
I am yeeting because the Usos are the new tag team champions.
I mean, what a way to close out 2025. Yes. I don't think anybody could have tracked Jey Uso's full 2025 year. It
What a
has
ride.
been a journey.
Yes.
But yes, on the last Monday Night Raw of 2025, we close out the show with the Usos winning the tag team championship for the 9th time, this time against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. I mean, and it was a classic tag match. It was so good. I mean, near falls. You had finishes. You had people coming back from the dead. It was amazing. And to me, it was classic Usos.
Yes, and we were wondering for a long time when Jimmy came back to Monday Night Raw, are we going to get this super tag team of the Usos being once again back together? And we got some tastes of it along the way.
Yeah.
Tonight, it felt like we were finally fully back.
I think so too. And I mean, I think too, first of all, you have to give credit to the fact that like AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, which honestly started as a tag team that just seemed kind of randomly put together.
For sure.
Where it was like, I don't know, AJ's good, Dragon Lee's good, let's put them together and let's see what they do as a tag team. Within like 2 weeks of being together, we're all of a sudden speaking that same kind of in-ring language and telling those stories as if they had been teaming together forever.
Yeah.
So you get to a point where you see a tag team that literally has been teaming together. The Usos, they're twin brothers. And having this classic tag with AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. But look, I mean, as I was watching this, all I could think about, especially as the Usos retreated into the audience to celebrate with the crowd, and Joe Tess is on the call talking about them winning that title for the 9th time. I went all the way back to WrestleMania 39 and just thinking about not only the fact that the Usos have now held that tag team championship 9 times, but that they've revolutionized what the tag team championship is.
Yeah.
The Usos, as a tag team act, took the tag team championship to the main event of WrestleMania. And I say as a tag team act because it's not like 2 of the top stars in the world just became a tag team and, well, now they can bring the tag team championship to the main event. To the main event of WrestleMania, you had the Usos, a tag team act, taking that title and not being in the main event because it's like, oh, wouldn't that be interesting? Or it was because it was deserved. It was because it was the match on night 1 of WrestleMania 39 that people wanted to see the most. And to see a tag team that is that epic and legendary celebrating with the title again, I was thrilled.
I was thinking back to just the ride that Jey Uso's been on throughout 2025, right? Yeah. And you think about winning the Royal Rumble and then the journey of him losing his confidence and going to WrestleMania, gaining that confidence back, becoming World Heavyweight Champion, losing the title to Gunther, trying to find a way to rebuild himself, having the drama within his family, listening to Roman, listening to Jimmy, listening to all of the other voices, and finally finding his way back home with his brother, now as a champion to end the year.
I mean, I think, right?
Yeah.
Early, literally on the show tonight, Jimmy had to give Jey a pep talk.
I know.
And God bless Jimmy Uso, because I swear, if my brother, with everything that Jey Uso has accomplished this year alone, but like, regardless of this year, going back to the bloodline, going back to the Usos, going back to how far this tag team has come in the WWE, from wearing board shorts and face paint to being like the example of what tag team wrestling can be in the WWE. The idea that at any point now, Jey Uso is still not exactly sure where he lands, that's got to be done.
How many times can we run it back for Jey Uso to believe
Yeah, everybody loves him.
that this is great?
There's grown-ass men wearing T-shirts that say yeet on it. Grown men with children.
When we were walking to the studio to record this,
I know.
there was a grown-ass man yeeting in the hallway.
And I mean, he's grown.
Grown. Singing the song.
Day one-ish. But I mean, it has to be. I can't, because I tell you, if my brother was still coming to me with these, like, you know, that I had to check to make sure his head was still in the game, I wouldn't have the patience. I would not have the patience that Jimmy Uso has with Jey Uso. So I've got to hope, and I've got to believe that after this win, after a tag team match that was that good, that part of Jey Uso is done. Because it's really interesting that with so many wins, like last year, it was the story of, oh man, Jay's never going to win the big one. We wanted him so many times.
Main event Jey Uso. We wanted that.
We wanted Jey Uso to be the one to beat Gunther. He wasn't the one to beat Gunther. We wanted Jey Uso to be the one. I mean, you know, for the Intercontinental title. We wanted Jey Uso before that to be the one to beat Roman Reigns. He wasn't the one to beat Roman Reigns. Finally, he has this year that everybody's been waiting for, that he's been waiting for. And he's still having those like crisis of conscience moments. I want to hit that Cody Rhodes enough button, because it's over. The conversation's done.
You know, it's like, in a way, Jey Uso's all of us, right? At one point or another, having imposter syndrome in our life with different things. But there comes a point where you've been a world heavyweight champion. You have all of these people telling you and showing you that you belong.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, look, yes, everybody's struggled with imposter syndrome, I would imagine, that's ever been able to do anything in kind of a significant fashion. But at a point, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At a point, it's like, this is not, you can't feel this way anymore. You have to figure out who you are and tell me who you are. And I think that did come alive tonight.
Yeah, and I'm hoping so now that they're the tag team champions, especially that all of this doubt gets left behind in 2025 for Jey Uso.
I wonder, like, now that they have that title, is there any team? Obviously, the New Day would be the ones to step up, but the New Day lost to the Usos last week.
I know.
You know what I mean? I almost am looking around going like, okay, the Usos are the tag team champions now. What team is there?
Well, I mean, you could never count out the Vision.
That's true. We've got enough members of the Vision now that they could come for everything.
Well, you got to think about the Judgment Day dealing with injuries, so...
Right, the Judgment Day, you know, they said on commentary tonight that Dominic Mysterio had a shoulder injury, that JD McDonough was out, so I don't know if there's enough members of the Judgment Day to constitute a tag team. You have the War Raiders, you have tag teams, but the Usos are a Hall of Fame tag team. And it's actually really interesting, going back to stuff that the Vision was talking about tonight and that confrontation with CM Punk and Braun Breaker, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but like the Usos are kind of that old guard of tag teams that are now being able to have this one more run that I don't think a lot of people saw coming.
No.
I think most people thought, especially going in, I would say even last year, that like the era of the Usos being a tag team is over.
You know, it was main event Jay and Big Jim.
Right, Big Brother Jim.
And to me, that was singles acts.
Right.
So seeing them back together, I love it.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
But, you know, and I don't mind that, you know, I feel like.
And it's different.
It's very different. It's super different because they're both better. They're both way better, and they both experience different things, and they both resonate with the audience in totally different ways than they used to. And I think, too, you remember going all the way back, and we've talked about this here before, when Roman Reigns, at the beginning of the tribal chief run, looked at Jay and he said, you know what they say, when they see you, which one is he? But that's what the Usos were. The Usos were a tag team or nothing.
Not anymore.
It was like, you knew one was Jimmy and one was Jay, but you weren't 100% sure which was which. You're 100% right. Now it's not you have your favorite. You know, you like two distinct personalities, two distinct different types of wrestling, like two distinct acts that come together and just complement each other. And I would even say that because really there hasn't been an extended run for the Usos since, I mean, it's been years.
Yeah.
Right? Since Jay probably came on to Raw when he left the bloodline from the
And
beginning.
when Cody brought him to Raw.
Right. That, like, there's probably a generation of WWE fans.
That doesn't know the Usos as a tag team.
Exactly.
You're so right.
Exactly.
You're so right. I mean, you look at all these young kids dressed like Jey Uso.
That's
there
right.
are many of them in the crowd. They don't remember Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso in board shorts.
Or they weren't, yeah, they definitely don't, they might not even been born for that.
Yeah.
But they weren't watching even at WrestleMania 39 or 38 or going back when the Usos were really defining what the tag team division was. And so for those kids and for those newer fans too, because they're adults that just started watching a year or two ago, are going to be able to say like, oh, this is what it was all about. This is what the foundation was. And I mean, I do love the idea of getting to go back into arenas and seeing the Usos be a dominant tag team again, and doing it with the confidence of it's one thing to see a tag team reunite for a match.
Yeah.
We had seen with Jimmy and Jay this year, but it's another thing when those tag team titles are involved and you're ending the year. This is the last scene of Monday Night Raw in 2025 is the Usos in the crowd holding up the tag team championships with fireworks going off. My feeling is that, okay, this is a run now. Now this is what Jimmy and Jay are doing. So the idea that like we get to see this unexpected new chapter kind of unfold and go wherever it's going to go, I think is pretty exciting.
Yeah, and I love how you brought up the kind of the old guard and then, you know, the Vision's mission, as we've talked about on this show and as the Vision's talked about on Raw, to shape the future, change the now of WWE. And so that's interesting to me.
It's super interesting. Yeah, because I think there is a very interesting thing going on with WWE as you get into 2026. You know, 2025, so much of this year was all around that John Cena retirement tour. And there are so many wrestlers that have been here for a long time, but are still performing on the highest of levels and still garnering the greatest interest and still gathering the largest number of eyeballs and ears watching and listening to everything that they do. And when you're still doing that, there's no reason for you to even, if you can still go at a high level and people are still interested in seeing you go at a high level.
Continue, please.
Yeah, there's no reason for you to go. But at the same time, you're getting to the point where that younger generation is getting impatient. And it's interesting to me, this idea that we've been seeing that specifically, I think, in the men's singles division. And that now that may extend itself into the tag team division with the Usos back on top.
It's very interesting. We saw an Obafemi package tonight on Raw. We saw Javon Evans backstage.
Trick was backstage on Raw too. Trick Williams going back. Javon Evans showing up and being like, oh yeah, no, I don't know what I'm doing here. Adam Pearce wanted to talk to me about something, so I'm just here.
He had some AI shorts on. Not AI like artificial intelligence.
Oh, I thought
AI like Allen Iverson.
Oh, I thought the computer had made the shorts.
They might have.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know for sure.
The AI is for you to interpret.
Right. That's exactly right. But yeah, I mean, I think that the landscape of the WWE is going to change dramatically very quickly in 2026. But I love the idea. And that's what makes stuff like this different. That yes, the Usos are the tag team champions again. But you're going to look around and see a whole bunch of new faces that are coming after the Usos. And the Usos may have to completely change their game to adapt to what this new era of stars is going to look like.
I can't wait. I'm excited for it.
It's pretty exciting. It was a big night. Monday Night Raw starts with the announcement from The Vision that Austin Theory is officially in. And I do very much love that there is no sort of vagueness about it, that there's no, I don't know, we'll see. We're going to test this week and test that week and test that week. It's like, okay, dude, you're in, and this is the group, and we got a chance to see what the whole group looked like with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker and Logan Paul, and now Austin Theory alongside Paul Heyman. A very, very different group than Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman started to begin with.
Extremely.
But before we get into what they said, and especially what Braun Breaker and CM Punk said, which was a real highlight for me on Monday Night Raw tonight, we got the chance right after his match with Rey Mysterio to talk to Austin Theory about joining the Vision. Well, we welcome here onto the Raw recap on his first day as an official member of the Vision, Austin Theory. First of all, congratulations. How does it feel to this quickly have that goal accomplished and have the Vision not only accept you, but all together kind of announce to the world that you're in the group?
Well, to me, it's about the future, and that's exactly what the Vision's about. And it's about taking, and that's what I'm all about now. I'm not waiting for opportunities. I'm not, looking at my past and saying, hey, I beat John Cena, give me something. Somebody hand me another opportunity. Nah, we just take. And that's how it feels now being in the Vision. Just gonna take everything.
Is that something that you came to when you're at home, when you're injured and you're trying to figure out what's next? Was there a point when you realized that this was the direction that you needed to take?
Yeah, when I really kind of sit back like I did and think about it, I went from just a lot of big moments so quick in my career. And I think I kind of lost myself. I think I got comfortable, and like I said before, waiting for somebody to, give me a handout, give me something because of me feeling like I deserved it. And I feel like, my whole life I've worked for everything that I've had. And at a young age, getting to the WWE, accomplishing the things that I've done, I just kind of got to a point where the Vision just takes, and they're not waiting for anything. And that's, when I put myself back at home and I'm watching, it's like I could sit here and I can wait and I could point the finger and blame whoever I want, but I can point it out myself, because I know at the end of the day that if there's anything that I truly want, I can have, but I've got to take it. I've got to put in that effort, and I know exactly what to do. And the Vision was the perfect opportunity for that. I feel like there was a time where I was all alone trying to take out, all these old guys, and there was no one else that was really young stepping up to the plate. And now you've got guys like Braun Breaker, who's going to be the next world heavyweight champion. You have Logan Paul. I mean, who doesn't know Logan Paul? You've got Bronson Reed, the muscle on that guy, the shoes that he collects, the tribal thief. I'm going to acknowledge him. And when it comes to me, I'm not stopping. I don't stop. I don't fold. And I sure as hell don't forget.
You said something really interesting there at the beginning when you talked about beating John Cena, that's something that you have on your resume that, especially in this current era, not that many people have. Do you think that is what happened to you, that you were sitting there waiting for, the rewards to come from that you were sitting there waiting for somebody to give that to you instead of actually using that opportunity to step up to the plate yourself?
Yeah, I can admit that. Being the youngest Mr. Money in the Bank, youngest U.S. champ, beating John Cena at WrestleMania, walking in the U.S. champ, walking out the U.S. champ. And I was, in a place back then where I just hung on to that stuff so much, and especially the John Cena thing. I don't know how many times I said his name and tried to tell everybody that I did this. But it's one of those things where I'm at now mentally is like, hey, that guy, Austin Theory, beat John Cena. People should already know that. I shouldn't have to tell you. And that's kind of where I'm at now with things. You're going to see me accomplish stuff. You're going to see me take whatever I want. And, I'm not chasing moments anymore. They're going to come to me. And when you see that, you'll know. I don't have to tell you.
Well, you talked about before earlier on in your career when you were doing things alone. Making these massive moments at WrestleMania, becoming the youngest United States champion, but you were really doing it by yourself. Now you are a member of the Vision, obviously not a solo act, and Paul Heyman, one of the leaders, the Oracle, if you will, in the Vision.
Adorable Oracle.
Some refer to him as the adorable Oracle, Sam being one of them. But what was your relationship like with Paul Heyman before you became an official member of the Vision?
I've always had a good relationship with Paul. Back when I was the Evolve champion, WWE did one of their first shows with Evolve, and it was at the ECW arena. And that was the first time I ever met Paul. And I didn't even know that night, but he ended up doing the ring introduction for me. And that kind of set off the relationship there. And there was another time as well, kind of during the pandemic, I got an opportunity to be on Raw. And in that opportunity, that was because of Paul Heyman. So we've always had a great relationship. And I think if there's anybody in this industry that you want looking out for your career, or you'd like to, get some knowledge from a wise man, it's Paul Heyman. So I just don't think he can do any wrong.
What about the, you talk about your bond with Paul Heyman. What about the bonding that, Megan, you had noticed this a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it seemed like Logan Paul always, really relied on where and when the Masked Man was going to show up, while the rest of the Vision, they weren't really in on what was going on with the Masked Man. And then tonight on Raw, we saw you bonding with Logan Paul. Do you have a pre-established relationship with Logan Paul? Did you just get to know him through the Vision? What type of history do you have with Logan Paul?
So with Logan, I'd have to say that, when he had the United States Championship, I knew what that meant and what needed to be done. And I saw him coming into this fresh, but also a guy that's super talented, a guy that can pretty much become great at anything if he just puts the time in. And that's what he was doing. And I thought, hey, why not, help and support him, get him those brass knuckles. But that was a little back. That was kind of when we first met. And I just think now, with my change in my mindset and, not really I guess we are working together, but we all can hold our own. And I think having somebody like Logan, I just know, if Rey Mysterio wants to get a little crazy and have one of his another ugly friends that has to wear a mask come out, Logan will be there and he'll drop that guy. So, and maybe, tonight was a little bit of a surprise. It caught us off guard, but we're both more handsome than those two. That's why they wear the mask, and we're in the Vision, and those two, well, they probably won't be here too long.
I don't know. I thought Penta looked pretty cool.
He did.
I bet you did.
But,
I bet you did. Whoa. And whoever did your hair, they probably told you it looked cool, huh?
Right. They did.
Yeah, they did. They did. They told her
Great
that
to have
too.
you back.
It's ridiculous. You talk about, I was thinking about, watching you and Rey Mysterio in the ring together tonight. And to me, it's what I've thought about a lot in terms of where the WWE is now and where it's going. The star power that is on this roster right now in terms of established stars is maybe at an all-time high when you look at the WrestleMania poster and you see Roman Reigns and Cody and Brock Lesnar and when you look at when you look at and CM Punk, and when you look at Rey Mysterio there, you look at AJ Styles, but then you also have this.
Sam, I'm sorry, I have to cut you off. You've mentioned Rey several times, and somebody being close to Dirty Dom, I find it very disrespectful, because Dirty Dom is, he's making his own path, as a Mysterio. He's not trying to live off his father's legacy. Rey's over here hurting him. He injured him, because he's jealous. And then guess who was on Raw tonight? Not Dirty Dom. That deadbeat. Yeah.
Well,
anyway, go ahead.
I apologize. I was just being disrespectful, especially to Dirty Dom or anything, because I also see this groundswell that I think you're a part of, and Dirty Dom is a part of, and the Vision is a part of more of a youth movement happening than I think we've seen in a very long time. Is there that groundswell? Is there a group of you that are looking at this established talent going, get out of here?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know how many matches get taken up because of these guys? You know, there's dust all over them. They got to go. They got to get out. We run this now. And then, you know, we don't even have to keep saying the future. It's crazy. It's already here. We're living in it now. These guys are hanging on for that glory. I mean, you saw CM Punk tonight with that world title. Like it's just not for him anymore. It's time to go, Phil. It's time to go.
Yeah, it felt like a very real moment when he said, I'm not ready to go. Because it felt like the message that you guys are sending is, and it's not just Braun, it's all of you guys, is it's time for you guys to go. That when John Cena was on that retirement tour, it felt, you know, almost like, okay, you had 2025. But for a lot of that whole generation, it's not just one guy leaving. It's time for everybody to go, because there are people like you who, as you just declared, are not really willing to wait anymore.
Yeah, it's funny you say retirement tour and CM Punk saying he's not ready to go. Maybe that's him pitching his retirement tour, because I think all these guys just want a retirement tour, you know? But it's like, come on. Like you gotta leave for a year. We have to say goodbye to you each night for a year. Like, how drawn out is that? How ridiculous is that? How ego hungry are you? You know, you're such a good guy, but man, we got to say goodbye to you on Monday and maybe Friday, and definitely on the PLEs, and definitely at a WrestleMania. You're definitely going to be on that show. And then maybe we'll just make one big show all about you.
So you're not one of these guys that needs a retirement tour for somebody every year going forward.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's crazy. What, Ray gets one, Punk gets one, AJ Styles is going to get one. What, is Penta going to get one? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
What happens to a group like The Vision when you guys get what you want when it is about you, but then the people in charge have to be decided based on who's in that group? How is a group of guys like you that all have appropriate egos going to be able to long-term accept that not everybody in the group is going to get to be the world champion, and not everybody in the group is going to get to be the guy on top, that even when you get to that place that you all want to get to, only one of you is going to be able to be the guy?
That's what you think, Sam. That's what you want to do. You want to try to ruin this, right? But you know what it is? It's simple. You don't see the vision. You don't. And the thing is nobody really is going to see the vision except for the vision. That's why you're all going to stand in line. You're going to pay your ticket, and you're going to watch the now, the future, the forever. That's how this goes. That's how it goes. And you're going to watch all your little favorites get knocked out. And when I say knocked out, not just knocked out physically, they're going to get knocked out of the company. They're gone. And we're going to run everything. And there's going to be nothing to deny.
Well, listen, Austin Theory, congratulations on becoming a member of The Vision. I know that we certainly look forward to seeing what The Vision looks like as it gets played out. It's good timing coming to the end of the year and the beginning of something, hopefully for your sake, new. And we appreciate you giving us your time here so generously on Raw Recap.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I just, I can't believe I gave you my time, because you wasted it. You wasted it, Sam.
Well, okay. I don't know. I mean, I feel like we asked appropriate questions. I feel like we got great answers from you. Let me tell you something, Sam. Let me tell you something. The only way I'm ever going to do this again is if you get the Vision logo tattooed on your chest. Big. Right there on your chest. Okay? That's the only way we're doing this again. And I'm pretty sure you're not man enough to do that. So,
Definitely not.
Yeah, so we're not going to do that then. We're not going to do this anymore. You're not going to ask stupid questions. You're not going to try to ruin the vision. You hear this? This guy's trying to ruin the vision. You know what? I'm out. I'm done with you, Sam. You're a piece of trash, Sam.
Okay. I mean, I don't know why it had to end negative.
It was kind of awkward when he thought you were team deadbeat.
Yeah, I get he doesn't watch the product, and the product being Raw Recap. I couldn't believe that. I've never been accused of being team deadbeat dad
I was
before.
loving that.
I know.
was like,
You didn't
wow.
at all.
I know. I couldn't.
At
I was
all.
like, let's just let Sam figure it out.
I mean, it would literally be like if somebody came on here and was like, "Megan, don't you think you should be defending Becky Lynch?" Like, it's like, what?
He
What
had
about
already-
my life? It's like somebody just ignoring my life's work.
He had already insulted my hair. I was not about to interrupt him once again.
No, I probably wouldn't have thrown myself on the sword for you either.
So no, I know you wouldn't have.
How do you know that? How do you know that? By the way, speaking of deadbeats, there is a new deadbeat Rey Mysterio T-shirt that is live right now on WWE Shop and Fanatics. I mean, I will say, deadbeat that he might be, terrible father. I don't even know how he is as a human being, but as a wrestler,
Pretty good.
Rey Mysterio is unbelievable. And there were multiple moments in that match with Austin Theory that I could not believe. So I would understand if somebody wanted to rep Rey Mysterio loud and proud on the brand new T-shirt. You can get it now at WWE Shop and Fanatics. Right across the chest there, 619. That's probably the size that Austin Theory wanted me to get the Vision logo
You're not getting it, are you?
tattooed on my I don't think my wife would want me to. Although I don't know if she married me for my chest. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it's an aesthetic thing with her.
You should ask her.
Yeah, I probably will.
Yeah.
I probably will. Is it cool if I get the Vision logo tattooed on my chest? I want to interview Austin Theory again. I mean, I do want to interview him again, but I'd probably give it a little bit of breathing room and end it.
Yeah, maybe I'll forget.
It ended kind of tense. Yeah, hopefully he will forget. I'll tell you what, I don't think any of us will forget anytime soon. So Monday Night Raw starts, as we said, with Austin Theory coming in, accepting his position in the Vision. And the Vision is very unique in the way that they operate, because most factions will tell you it's all for one and one for all, but you can read, well, no, this guy's over here, this guy's over there. The idea that the minute that somebody is in, they go, I got your back, well, I got your back, well, I got your back, well, I got your back. You know, I think, like, especially with guys like Braun Breaker, who are hungry for everything right now, Austin Theory, who we just said is on a singular mission to just take and take and take, Bronson Reed, who has made a career of ending people, and Logan Paul, who is in and outside of wrestling the biggest egomaniac that anybody could ever encounter.
But when he's in the Vision, he's a team player.
That's what I'm saying. The fact that all of these guys have somehow become team players. By the way, I don't know. The four of them, with Paul Heyman right there with them, I mean, would I be committing an act of sacrilege if I said there was something Four Horsemen-esque with Paul Heyman?
Wow.
Paul Heyman in the role
Wow.
of J.J. Dillon? I'm just saying, like, listen, maybe right now you're going to tell me I'm crazy.
But 5 years from now?
5 months from now.
gosh.
What did you just say when I said the Usos were tag team champions? They weren't going to have a lot of competition. What'd you say?
I said the Vision.
So what if, and I mean, you say 5 years. That's what they're mad about. It ain't 5 years. It's not the future. It's the now. What if
That's true, but when Heyman came out tonight on Raw, he was saying, like, 5 years from now, you will look back on this as the moment that these four stood in front of you.
Okay, but what if a week from now, Braun Breaker wins the World Heavyweight Championship? Is that a possibility?
A big one.
Okay.
Huge possibility.
What if Austin Theory and Logan Paul take this friendship to the point where
They were bonding.
they were bonding over beating up Rey Mysterio, which I do understand. But what if that tag team connectivity clicks? What if they get past Rey Mysterio and Penta? What if they are the ones to take out the Usos? What if they get the tag team championship? And then what if Bronson Reed ends up getting a hold of the Intercontinental Championship? God forbid. I doubt he'd take it from Dominic Mysterio, but if somebody is able to steal it from Dominic Mysterio and then Bronson Reed takes it from them.
This could be months. You're right. You're right.
All of a sudden, that's
I look
the
at them and
Horsemen, dude.
I say 5 years, but you're right. It could be months.
Months. We could be there by WrestleMania. That's how crazy this is. And that's, I think, and I hope, the pace that things are going to move. That's the pace that I'd like to see things move in WWE. Not that that's definitely going to happen, but that's at least a possibility. That we're sitting there going, we had this conversation in December at the end of the year, and we're over here talking about 5 years, and you saying that is not a crazy thing.
No, the MO of the division ever since Seth Rollins was taken out by Braun Breaker has sort of been that as well. Right. I remember the night that we watched Seth Rollins get taken out by Braun Breaker. We said, well, maybe Braun will be the guy in 2 years, not before dinner.
Right.
And he was.
Exactly.
And ever since that happened, this is what the Vision has been doing. They've been operating on their time, on their schedule, on their pace, and they're taking over way quicker than anybody, myself included, ever anticipated them.
And if you look at that group now, when Seth Rollins was in the group, and when Seth Rollins comes back, it's going to be a whole different story.
Yep.
Seth Rollins rules. But when Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, here comes Bronson Reed, there was a lot of, well, who is the Vision? What is this Vision thing? Like, what do they really do? Like, okay, present, okay, future. This is a different group with a different agenda that really makes sense now. You know, and when you look at them all together, all with different skill sets, all having each other's backs, even when I say to Austin Theory, what are you going to do when you guys are the present, when it is your company and only one of you can be on top? And like, that's an offensive question. Like, you're really going to try, you're not going to be able to ruin this. We're already on the same page. Like, first of all, the power that Paul Heyman would have. But second of all, what would be able to stop this group? If they really are all on the same page, Braun Breaker, who athletically is superior to maybe anybody on the roster, Bronson Reed, who crushes people because
and
it's
takes
fun.
their shoes.
And takes their shoes, not just anybody's shoes, the Tribal Chiefs' shoes. Austin Theory, who I've never seen him as hungry, and is kind of like the fact that he acknowledges that he beat John Cena and then didn't take advantage of the opportunity, that he has that chip on his shoulder and realizes that. And then Logan Paul with them, who doesn't, Logan Paul, say what you want about Logan Paul, he doesn't operate doing anything unless it's on the highest level.
That's right.
He's literally like in the news right now trying to sell a $5 million Pokemon card.
Oh, that's all over my feed.
I see it everywhere. Telling people to buy collectibles instead of stocks. I got a $5 million Pokemon card. Who wants it? And somebody's going to buy it. He's going to make a profit off of it because that's the level that Logan Paul operates on, whether you like him or not. And Paul Heyman, who, I mean, since I'm a kid watching wrestling, has somehow always managed to be at the center of what's relevant and what's cool, whether it's the Dangerous Alliance, whether it's ECW, whether it's CM Punk, whether it's Brock Lesnar, who always figures out a way to be at the center of what is right now. I mean, we're looking at a Horseman type of group if they are successful.
When you put it that way, it doesn't sound crazy at all.
And it
when you
literally-
first say, we see the picture and you say, I don't know, Horseman-esque, I go, whoa, 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 whoa.
You're
and
like,
then,
I mean, same number of people,
but then when you draw it out the way you just did, I kind of see it.
especially because you go, well, what was the magic of the Four Horsemen? Part of it was that Ric Flair grabbed a microphone and commanded your attention. And in a very different way than Ric Flair ever did it, Braun Breaker was able to do that tonight. Braun Breaker, who I just love that the story here is that somehow at some point backstage that we never saw at WrestleMania, CM Punk questioned whether Braun Breaker was going to be able to cut a promo with the people who are at the top of the WWE.
When Punk came out tonight and he was, telling the rest of the Vision to get out of the ring and I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, are we going to have this moment? Are we going to have Braun Breaker and CM Punk
Nose to nose.
nose to nose, each with a microphone in their hand? And is Braun Breaker going to be able to cut a promo with the big dogs? There was a part of me that I just had like flutters in my stomach, waiting to see how this is all going to play out.
Because you can't fake it.
No.
It's live. It's real life.
And you're right there, nose to nose, with the best in the world on the stick.
Right. CM Punk, just people waiting. You pointed that out while we were watching. Just the energy of people waiting to watch CM Punk talk.
The whole crowd is chanting CM Punk. They're not going to put hands on each other because we have a World Heavyweight Championship match on January 5th between these two.
A week from now.
But the whole arena is chanting CM Punk to hear him talk.
And it was, to me, it was really interesting. Because at the beginning, because CM Punk comes, right, Austin Theory is explaining to people how he fits in the vision. Mm-hmm. And here comes CM Punk. He interrupts it, you know what I mean? Says, I'm tired of this. Ask the Vision to get out of the ring. At first, the Vision doesn't, but then once Braun says, no, you can go. It's okay. They all get out of the ring, but they stay there at ringside. And when Punk and Braun are face-to-face, at first, I was like, oh, okay. Like, I felt like Braun in the beginning might be kind of relying on the group. Mm-hmm. Because if you look at him in the beginning, he kind of takes that step back. He's pointing out the positives of everybody that's in the group with him. And I go, oh, okay. I mean, it's still cool, right? Mm-hmm. But I go, it's not the thing. And then when Braun started laying in to CM Punk, and I mean got right in his face and started talking about, like, you think that what? Because I didn't come up on the indies like you? That I don't deserve to be here? You call me a Nepo baby? You talk about my family? Do you know the standard that I was held to? Do you know the level of greatness that just had to be regular? I mean, it was amazing. It was like he was letting everything out on top of CM Punk. And when he told CM Punk straight up that the two of them are not the same. We're not the same. And it was like, it wasn't just Braun Breaker talking to CM Punk. You know, there's been a lot of talk, and there was a couple of years ago when people realized that all these like D1 athletes were coming into WWE, and people questioned whether or not these D1 athletes were going to have that passion. Because what was the story always? We loved seeing our indie guys come up, and we would go and we would see them at you know, bingo halls and whatnot, and watch them on these little shows and watch the clips on the internet and everything. And then they just scrap and scrap and scrap. And one day they get to NXT and they go, no, this is the guy. You got to trust in this guy. And you'd build and you'd build and you'd build. And that was the story. And that was the story that we all loved. And when we started to hear about these D1 athletes, we go, well, they're not going to have the passion. They're not going to have the... And you're laughing because it's like, these are D1 athletes.
Well, I felt a lot of passion when Braun Breaker looked CM Punk straight in the eye and said, I was sharing a football field with Lamar Jackson while you were on the indies.
We're not the same. And it was like, wow, nobody wrote that.
No.
He felt that. And he was telling Punk and telling everybody and speaking for his people and going, we're not the same. We're not in the same league. We're not doing the same thing.
And the fact that you think I didn't have to work hard?
Yeah, my pursuit of greatness is on a totally different level than what you're even used to. And I was like, whoa.
That was the moment for me of his entire promo.
You loved it.
Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah. And I love, you know, it felt like the switch turned on in Braun Breaker after he got through pointing out everybody in the Vision and everything that they've done, and then it got personal to him.
Because I think Braun Breaker has felt that way for a long time.
Why is everybody looking at me like I was handed this?
Right. Where it's like, your job is to show reverence to the people who came before you. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll show reverence. Okay, I'll show respect. Okay, I'll show reverence. Okay, I'll show respect. And at a point you go, okay, I've done it. What about the reverence to me? What about like what I'm capable of? What about the road that I've been on that these guys never did? And the fact that he also sat there and said like that he's so sick of hearing one day because he's ready now. And I love that mentality. I adore that. When I look in someone's eyes and I know that they believe it, like this whole like, yeah, 5 years from now, maybe one day, it's like, no. I'm here for it right now.
1 week from now. I'll
1
have
week
that
from
title.
today. And there's nothing you can do about it. And even CM Punk's retort, right? And we were talking about it a little bit with Austin Theory earlier. But CM Punk's retort that he was different because he wasn't ready to let it go. And I go, that's a really interesting way to phrase it. Because that's exactly the frustration that a younger guy would have, that you're not ready to let it go. Maybe it doesn't matter whether or not you're ready to let it go, but like, I get where Punk's coming from. He's had to work forever to finally get to this point in his career. He, by the way, if you go and trace back, I mean, now we take for granted that CM Punk is like in this position of one of the greats of all time, one of the truly respected veterans. He was never put in that position. He had to work harder than anybody's had to work to be in that spot because he wasn't built for him, and he took it. But the fact that he finally has that spot, it's like he doesn't want to give it up, which is so fascinating to me because I grew up watching CM Punk. I didn't grow up. I was an adult. But you know what I mean? When I was younger, I watched CM Punk.
He was your childhood hero?
He was my childhood hero, like R-Truth and John Cena. But I watched the rise of CM. I was the biggest CM Punk fan ever. And when somebody that had been around for a while said that they weren't ready to give it up to somebody like CM Punk didn't take that sitting down, and that's why we all loved CM Punk. So to see Braun Breaker look at Punk in the face and go, it's mine now, and Punk say, I'm not ready to give it up, time is a circle. And you wonder if Punk and Braun and everybody, I mean, I know Paul Heyman's aware of it because he was there for all of it.
Every second of it.
But it really is remarkable to watch those roles get switched in this story.
I also really liked when Punk pointed out, do you understand the weight of this? And I'm not just talking about the physical weight of the championship, but everything that comes with that.
That's right. Yeah, because because I bet Punk wasn't even aware of that when he was fighting for it and didn't become aware of it until he had it.
And you're the young guy who is the future, and you claim the future is now. I'm not ready to give this up, but do you even understand the weight of this title?
Right. And you know what? He doesn't have to understand it. He doesn't have it right now.
That's right.
You know, he's going to win it, and then we'll figure out if he can understand it or not. But that's next week, and who knows? I mean, it's crazy when you're watching this, and it's not one of those stories where you're like, well, clearly this one's going to win, or clearly that one's going to win. Like, people are going to be watching this one. People are really going to be watching this one. I've got to tell you, it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time across the universe. You know why?
Why is that?
Well, because we can step into the ring with the debut of Topps Universe WWE. Ooh. That's right. It's making its hobby debut, right?
That's right.
A bold, cosmic-inspired take on WWE collecting. It features a massive 300-card base set, Hall of Famers, current champions, rising prospects. I wonder where you're going to put Braun Breaker. Rising prospects, current champions maybe. Ooh. Who knows after next week? Stunning, by the way, galactic patterns and vibrant color parallels bring every superstar to life. Every box, well, it guarantees 2 autographs and 1 relic. So there's big hits in every single rip. That's why Triple H and me like to rip packs.
I was going to say, you got to get back with Triple H.
I know. Wait till he finds out. Chase short printed inserts highlighting iconic storylines, rivalries, and unforgettable WWE moments as well. Whether you're hunting grails or building a rainbow, Topps Universe WWE is your ringside seat to the hobby's next heavyweight release. And while all this tension is going on and generational combat is happening, there's one person on the sidelines who's just enjoying all of the fruits of his labor, and that is Gunther. Gunther just showing up. And just really like, he's just on a victory tour that nobody wants him on. And it's kind of an amazing thing to watch.
It's insulting, right?
You feel insulted?
I do. When Gunther laughed backstage in R-Truth's face.
That I would be insulted by that.
That hurt.
I mean, yeah. Here's the... And
this wasn't fun. Oh, we're playing with truth. This is a blast. Like, this was a disrespectful laugh that hurt.
Well, yeah, especially because not only is R-Truth beloved, but he was serious.
Yeah.
Like there was no sort of goofy, I'm going to call you by the wrong name, I'm going to do this. He even referred to John Cena as a hero of his, not a brother or a childhood hero. All the fun and games were out the window. Truth was straight up going up to Gunther and saying, hey, you done it twice now. That's the last time it's going to happen.
This wasn't the same Truth that was dressed up as a rabbit in a bunny costume on Friday Night SmackDown.
No,
This
that was a
was-
Miracle on 34th Street fight.
Well, this was not that
He got
Truth.
his holidays confused. There's no bunnies on Christmas.
Well, he had nothing confused tonight on Raw.
No, on Raw, he had all of his feelings and emotions in check, but they may have steered him a little bit wrong. I don't know. People think Gunther's a joke. People think Gunther is someone to play with or someone to step up to. I have to wonder if R-Truth is sitting there going like, oh, it's a good thing I did that. Because, I mean, he really was. It was another one where I hope nobody was thinking there'd even be a moment of R-Truth making us all feel better.
I think R-Truth got lucky tonight that he didn't get taken out on a stretcher.
Well, yeah, that's probably why he tapped. Because he realized if I don't tap, that's the other way to go home.
We're talking about Gunther. We're talking about a ruthless Gunther.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, those moments where it was like Truth mounted a comeback for a second. And it was almost like, it was almost like Gunther allowed it to happen because he wanted us to have that one little glimmer, one little moment of hope. And then he would just chop it down again. And Gunther decided.
Well, because he wanted us to hurt.
Yes,
That's why
he
he
did.
gave him the moment of glimmer so that we could feel, so that Gunther could crush us.
That's right. Gunther decided when it was time to just lock that sleeper on R-Truth and make R-Truth tap out. I mean, it's gotten to the point now where, like, do you even have Gunther wrestle regularly on Monday Night Raw? I mean, what does this guy have to prove? Like, nothing. And the I don't want to say ego trip that it's given him, but the level of confidence that the victory over John Cena has given Gunther is what puts him in there now. And, like, he carries himself as if there's, like, him and the rest of the WWE roster. And why is it that he can carry himself that way?
Because he tapped out John Cena.
He made John Cena tap out, as Joe Test said, like a bee. That's what Gunther says. That's what Joe Test said Gunther said.
Like a bee.
Like a bee. And I just, like, I don't know, it's almost one of those things where you look at Gunther and you just go, this is the reality of what we got now. And some people are looking at it going like, well, is Gunther going to start just like retiring people? And I'm kind of like, man, if I'm Gunther, I'm not limiting myself to that. If I'm WWE, I'm not limiting Gunther to that.
I don't think it gives him, any extra feeling. Oh, he doesn't put a notch in his hat. Oh, I retired Goldberg. Cena's obviously different, right? But I don't think he's collecting these feathers in his hat about who he's retired. Gunther wants to completely destroy anyone who steps up to him.
Right, for fun.
Yes.
He enjoys it.
I mean, I think at one point on commentary, Wade Barrett said it's an inevitability.
Yes.
And that describes Gunther perfectly.
Right. The last person to be described that way was Thanos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's got that infinity gauntlet on his hand. But yeah, I mean, I really think that Gunther he's entered into this whole different space. And he did it not at Saturday Night's Main Event, but on the way to Saturday Night's Main Event.
As soon as he came back for the tournament.
That's right. That's 100% right. Because he enjoyed eliminating LA Knight. And he enjoyed eliminating Javon Evans. He enjoyed all of us, going on the internet and going like, why would you just have Javon Evans just go down to Gunther like that? He enjoyed all of us going on the internet and going like, we all love LA Knight. Like, why would you just have Gunther just like, and it's like, no, there's no you have. It's Gunther. Mm-hmm. This is what I'm going to do every time. Because like he loves bathing in the tears of wrestling fans. He enjoys that. He finds it very, very relaxing. He went on, I think it was First Take. I was listening to it before Saturday night's main event. And he said that he just loves antagonizing people.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, for forever, Gunther was defined by this person who is just there for business. I'm here for business. The bigger the win, the more money I make. The more money I make, the more I feed my family. That's what I'm here for. This is that to a different level where he, it seems to me, has developed a taste for antagonism and using his ability to ruin this for wrestling fans.
He's relishing in others' pain.
Yes, he loves it. And I think that makes him dangerous because now he's going to go after whoever he can go after if it's going to make life difficult for people.
Well, before it almost felt like Gunther thought, "Oh, you have those feelings. That's okay. I'm here for business." And now
Right.
he says, "Oh, I enjoy making you feel hurt. I enjoy
Yeah.
crushing your souls. I enjoy."
Yeah, I heard you have those feelings. That's great. I'd love to eat them. I'd love to consume them. And I'd love for them to power me and to move forward with them. That's exactly
Whereas
right.
before he said, "Oh, that's nice. I'm still going to win."
Right, it's
This time he's
inconsequential.
relishing in it.
That's right. That's right. It used to be a bystander of all this. Okay, I mean, if you feel that way, that's how you feel. I don't know what to tell you. That means nothing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, oh, really? Oh, you do? Ooh.
What if I ruin that?
I'd love to ruin that. I'd love to feel what it's like to ruin that. Like he's really.
It's evil.
It's evil. It's an evil thing. It's an evil thing. But it's wild to see. And like also, it's really interesting because he's portrayed on television as having everybody really upset with him, right? And you see these people and they're glaring at him and they're snarling at him and everybody except Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch thinks he's doing a great job.
Yeah, he was on our vlog this week.
You told me.
I showed you.
I didn't check.
I
the
made
vlog.
you
Yeah,
watch it.
You did make me watch the vlog, which was, I mean,
Every Monday. Look
Yeah.
forward to it.
Oh, is that
It's award winning.
Yeah. I don't think there should be cameras in the locker room, but it's just not unreal after all. But I think that I think that I'm looking at everybody being upset with Gunther. But it's like, what difference does it make? And as much as usually if I'm watching a show and I'm watching and the whole locker room is mad at this one superstar, I go, oh, that guy's in trouble. Oh, that guy's going to get his comeuppance. Oh, that guy's going to have a match with this guy or have a match with that guy. And that's where we're going. And that's how he gets his. And I'm watching and I'm more going like, man, I don't know why you guys are stepping up.
Oof. I feel the same way.
Because I don't see any. When I look as a fan, when I look at future bouts for Gunther, I don't see anyone in front of me that I go, oh, that guy's going to beat Gunther.
I don't
No one. No one.
I don't either.
It's nuts, man. It's a nuts thing. I'll tell you what. He probably won't be at Fanatics Fest because there'll be so much joy at Fanatics Fest. But that's the big news, right? The WWE and sports fans, this is huge. The world's #1 sports fan festival, Fanatics Fest, it's making its return to New York City.
How many days?
4. You think 3, right? No, 4. 4. There's way too much. Way too much. Because Fanatics, they bring you closer to the leagues, the teams, the superstars, the athletes that you love across 4 action-packed days in July. You go to Fanatics Fest. You can meet your favorite WWE superstars. You can get your hands on exclusive merch. You know what my wife found me for Christmas? This is I'm going to tell you, this is for a shoot. You know what my wife found me for Christmas?
What'd she find you?
She found, and I didn't get it at Fanatics Fest last year, and I regretted it every single day. And so she had to track it down, pay huge amounts of money on the secondary market to get it because it was exclusive to Fanatics Fest. But she got me the John Cena Fanatics Fest tour stop t-shirt. You know how he had a different t-shirt for every tour stop on the retirement tour? He had one exclusive to Fanatics Fest last year. I didn't get it. I finally have my hands on it now. because that's where we changed each other's lives.
That's right. That's when he hugged you.
He leapt across the table and hugged me.
Tackled.
But those are the kind of moments.
That you can make at Fanatics Fest.
You can make those types of moments at Fanatics Fest. And if that's what we did in 3 days, I can only imagine what we're going to do in 4. You can get your tickets right now. They are on sale. And just for being a fan of Raw Recap, you can get 10% off.
Let's go.
Get that 10% discount by using code RAWRECAP10 at checkout. That's RAWRECAP10. Get your tickets to Fanatics Fest now. Hopefully, Megan and I, we will see you there. You know, we talked about Becky Lynch.
Well, I'm hoping she's going to have a big vlog from Fanatics Fest.
One could only hope.
4 days, that's a lot of vlogging.
It's a lot of vlogging, but imagine all the fans' opportunities to be a part of this big award-winning vlog, which she never quite made clear who gave her the award. She just said it was an award.
Yeah, I think it's all over the internet. Everybody on the internet has recognized these vlogs as the greatest vlogs that anybody has ever seen.
No, I was just thinking 2025 is definitely the year that the vlog. It's not like an old, well, whatever. You got to give it to Maxine Dupri. Maxine came out right out of the gate, aggressive, threatening. Becky Lynch interrupted.
Listen, she's a bride, right? This is her wedding week.
I
and
heard that on
as all brides know, the week of your wedding, very stressful.
It is.
So coming out here, just fired up and ready to go, because on top of all of the planning she has to do, all of the details she has to iron out for one of the biggest days of her life, she also has to turn around and defend the Intercontinental title just a few short days later.
You think it's too much on her plate?
It's a lot.
I didn't know brides get that stressed out. Imagine how stressed my wife must have been. This is what she's looking at. That's terrible.
That's tough.
But yeah, that's true. She's got a wedding and an Intercontinental Championship defense
within 48 hours
against the former champion Becky Lynch.
This is tough planning.
Who, I mean, really, Becky Lynch has a lot to lose in this match. As much as she has been yap, type, yap, type.
It is interesting that they're going to be in New York once again. And we do know that New York has a manager's license clause in all the contracts.
We do?
Well, of course we know this because AJ Lee didn't have one.
Oh, it's covered on
and that
the
was
vlog?
in New York. And now we're going to, but it's in Brooklyn. Brooklyn is still New York. So manager's license.
I didn't know you know geography too. That's
well, I didn't know if it was manager's license just in New York City.
You thought it was borough specific?
I don't know. I haven't.
Like you
I
need a
haven't
manager's
dove into
license
these.
in Queens, but not in Brooklyn. Maybe
You never know.
That wasn't covered on the vlog.
It wasn't.
Okay, so we don't know for sure.
But it is interesting. This is taking place in New York. Yeah, I mean, look, Becky Lynch did try
Check
to
with
give
the control room. Queens, we definitely need a manager's license. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, that is
Queens.
correct. Queens, we need one. That's what we know for sure.
for sure.
For
And
sure.
Manhattan.
And Manhattan, yes.
Still
too.
don't know about Brooklyn.
We don't know Brooklyn yet, but we are checking on it.
Okay, great. Well, Becky Lynch, though, she did try to give Maxine Dupri a little bit of credit.
I mean,
she
I've
struggled
seen-
to get the words out.
I've seen people
but this
struggle
was
to
big
get,
of her.
I mean, I don't know. I've seen people struggle to get words out before. I don't know that I've ever seen anybody struggle quite as hard as Becky struggled to get those words out. But the way she gave credit, first of all, she got really mad. Look at that face. She gave credit to Maxine for being able to steal the championship. That's not credit. She didn't say, I give you credit, you beat me. She said, I give you credit, you managed to steal my championship. That's not credit for what Maxine
And get away
did.
with it.
Yeah, that's not what Maxine did.
Well, she did beat her because of an interference by AJ Lee without a manager's license. And before that, Corrupt Carr.
Jessica Carr, the referee?
Yeah, she ended the count.
Was this
Should
all
have been a
covered on the
count out.
vlog? I didn't
It
see
was
every
all
vlog.
on the vlog.
Oh, okay. That might
You're
be
gonna
why
have
I
to
missed.
check it out.
That might be why I missed
Don't
it.
show up to your job unprepared. Watch Becky Lynch's vlog.
Well, every time I turn on her I go like, oh, let me watch Becky's vlog, and I check her socials, and she's tweeting about me. I'm seeing pictures of my action figure. She's
Well,
comparing
maybe
it to
if-
Cole, not Michael Cole, which would have been bad enough.
He was in the vlog.
But Cole, I'm sure he was.
He was.
I'm sure he was.
You didn't make an appearance this week. Maybe next week.
I don't need to be in the vlog. I don't need to be involved. I'm getting little Sam action figure is getting besmirched by this Becky Lynch. I can't. What am I gonna? I'm gonna keep scrolling and looking for some vlog.
I just need you to show up to your job prepared. And part of being prepared would be
Okay,
following
I see.
along with the content of the greatest female wrestler of all time. And you're clearly just ignoring it.
You know what? I know what you're doing. Here's what you want, because you're a clout chaser. Always have been, always will be. You are hoping, yep, you are hoping that now the new thing in the Becky Lynch tweets are that she tweets that I'm not prepared, because it gives you some kind of sick enjoyment that you've helped feed her egomaniacal nonsense. That's what I think.
Listen, this is not over
Clout chaser.
until Becky Lynch wins. And she always finds a way to win. Can you agree with that? She does always find a way to win.
No, she's multiple times lost. For instance, the Intercontinental Championship match against Maxine Dupree and at War Games. Those are both massive matches that not only did she not find a way to win, but she lost both of them. So no, I do not agree that she always finds a way to win. Otherwise, she'd still be the champion.
Listen to me, you little pup.
You love that.
Listen to me,
Okay, sorry.
you little pup.
Sorry.
I love when Becky gets fierce.
No, she does. And she's going to have to get fierce. Next Monday night, huge Monday Night Raw. 3 massive matches, the first of which is, of course, Becky Lynch, Maxine Dupree, Intercontinental Championship, by far the biggest title defense that Maxine has had as champion. Must win.
And it seems wild to say it's the biggest match of Maxine Dupree's career because she has faced Becky Lynch. Now, this will be the 4th time, but each time.
You think this is bigger than her winning her? Yeah, because now she's got to keep it.
Yes.
So I would say this is the biggest.
Like when she won it, nobody really thought that was going to happen.
And this is a massive, yeah, that's right. She's coming in as champion. She's expected to win.
Mm-hmm.
This is a massive episode of Raw. It's the first Raw of the year. It's the Netflix 1-year reunion. It's the Stranger Things Raw.
That's right.
You think Becky Lynch is our version of Vecna?
Yes, I do.
That's cool.
I do.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, just 2 villains. Yeah, I would say you're right. This is the biggest match that Maxine Dupree has ever had, but it is though must win more so than usual for Becky Lynch because she's made all of these ridiculous vlogs, and even you, if Becky loses again, couldn't deal with another Becky Lynch excuse.
It's going to be tough.
Must win. Must win for Becky Lynch. Then you have the Women's Tag Team Championship on the line. We saw promos tonight. We saw the Kabuki Warriors hit the ring, and Io Sky and Rhea Ripley respond to that, come out. Physicality ensued. It all gets settled next Monday. Women's Tag Team Championship on the line. I don't think that this division has ever been as hot as it is right now.
Never.
Rhea Ripley and Io Sky as a tag team seems like should be impossible to beat if they stay on the same page, because if there's one thing Asuka and Kairi do, it's stay on the same page.
Got it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
We heard that tonight.
Live and in effect. Do you see a title? I know you see a title change happening in the Intercontinental match. Do you see a title change happening here? I've got to tell you, I think that as difficult as it is to picture either Rhea Ripley or Io Sky losing, I think the Kabuki Warriors are getting underestimated. I think they're both lethal. I think they work well as a tag team. And I think you, hater of the year Megan Morant, for a long time questioning Io and Rhea Ripley's teaming, I think that might finally rear its ugly head.
You think I could be onto something?
I think it may finally rear its ugly head next week. It's almost like when you're in a relationship that you probably shouldn't be in, but it's okay because it's working, but you know it's not long-term, and then a proposal comes, and that's when it all blows up because you're like, we shouldn't have gotten this far.
That haven't been answered.
That's right.
There's some things on the table that we don't want to go there and we don't want to discuss them because we know we're not on the same page.
That's right.
But these are big things.
That's right.
And that's where Io and Rhea are.
I don't think a title change is happening. What about you? Also, I think Maxine Dupree is going to retain too, but go on.
It's tough for me to pick against 2 of the biggest stars on the planet, right? Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. I look at those two of the best wrestlers on the planet, two of the best stars in the entire company.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna see a title change.
Oh,
I do.
And then World Heavyweight Championship is on the
Oh
line.
my gosh, am I gonna pick 3 title changes? What? Am I?
Braun Breaker. So far, I've picked no title changes. Definitely not Intercontinental.
Oh,
Braun Breaker
ridiculous.
is challenging CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. This was a big one for Braun. He has been so successful on his way here. He has not only not disappointed, but delivered at every single point. But that's CM Punk. That's the best in the world. By the way, any question as to the caliber of CM Punk? He also, I'm assuming this is the main event next Monday. I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming there's a good chance this is the main event next Monday. You know who main evented the first Raw on Netflix? CM Punk. Who do you see walking out of Stranger Things, Raw, Brooklyn, Netflix anniversary as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion?
After tonight's promo, Braun Breaker.
Wow, Megan.
You too?
I don't know if I say I think that will happen, but I kind of want it to happen. I kind of want to see it. And I would never think that. I wouldn't have thought it on paper. I wouldn't have thought it even a few weeks ago. I want to see things get mixed up.
I do too.
I want to see it happen.
Let's start the year with a bang, baby.
We'll find out. We'll see what happens next week. Whatever happens, I promise you this, we'll be here to recap it. So make sure that you are subscribed across all audio platforms. If you're watching on WWE's YouTube channel, click like, leave comments, and we'll see you next week for the first Raw recap of 2026.
Do it big.
Can't wait, Megan.